So why would you want to use Think Utility Services? It's a great question. Obviously, my answer is going to be because we're a wonderful company and because it's my company, and for that reason you should do it because you like me. Most people aren't going to make their decision based on those type of emotions. So why would you use us? And how do you get started? Well, it's very easy. If it was rocket science, I couldn't do it. I struggled enough just in algebra, even though I don't want to admit that to you. So, this is a very simple thing. A nice guy like me or like Steve is going to come out and visit your community. We're going to try to determine whether meters can even be installed. We'll look for a shutoff. Is there a shutoff for each unit? Once we see where that is, we'll determine the type of meter and the type of submetering system that is best for your community. Do the meters go inside? Do they go outside? Those are the things that we'll determine. Once that's been done, we give you a quote. Then we're going to mobilize a team. They'll come out, do the installation. Once the meters are installed and we're receiving readings, we send out the first set of bills and people begin to remit payment and we give the payment back to you. It really is that straightforward and it really is that simple. Now, obviously, in installation, there can always be some fun that takes place, but it's, for the most part, it's a pretty straightforward process. So evaluate. Again, I've already told you, I can probably move through this. We're going to look at your pipes. We're going to look at the plumbing, determine what needs to be done. From the standpoint of installations, this is something that I'm going to mention again, but it's worth mentioning. We are the only submetering company that I am aware of. There could be another one that I'm not aware of. But as far as I know, we are the only submetering company that is also a licensed plumbing contractor. So the guys that we're sending out are actual plumbers. They've done meter installations thousands of times. They absolutely know what they're doing. The good thing about that for you is, company that I used to work for, the community would have to go find a plumbing contractor. We would sell them the material, but with Think, we are responsible for everything. So, when you call us, we're the one-stop shop. There's no finger pointing. If something needs to be repaired, guess what? We're on the hook for it. So that's a good thing about using us. Once everything's installed from a billing perspective, it's really just as easy as having 2 meter readings, calculating consumption, and applying your local rate code. That is a point worth mentioning. We don't mark up water. In fact, in most places, it's against the law to do that. So we don't do that. We use the local rate code. You're being charged exactly what you're being charged now. And then invoices are sent to each household. From the payment perspective, we offer many channels of payment. Now, here's my question for you. I'm going to point to one person over here who's not allowed to answer this. But for the rest of you that don't know this, what do you think the #1 channel of making payments is? Is it a check? Is it a credit card? Or is it an ACH? #1 method, still to this day. That was a clue right there. Still to this day. Check. I haven't written a check in forever, but that's still the #1 method of payment is check. But, nevertheless, if you go to our website, you can set up an ACH, you can pay with a credit card. We have lots of payment channels for people. Here's why I'm going to tell you you should use us as a company. I'm going to go through the different areas in our company and give you the reasons why. I have a customer service department right down there. They're hired from local people. You're not being farmed out to the Philippines or to India. You're going to talk to local people that we're bilingual. We always have Spanish and English speakers in our department. We strive for something as a company that no other submetering company strives for. When you call us, when a resident calls us, they don't go into a voice prompt system. They don't hear an automated response that says, I can understand you. Please tell me what you would like me to do. And then when you say it to it, I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. I mean, that's the most frustrating thing for me as a person to go through that. And because I hate it, we haven't done that as a company. When you call, you will go into a queue and it'll be picked up by a human, typically in 30 seconds or less. We're never going to change that. We want to give you a human connection, not a machine connection. Dedicated and experienced account managers. As a community, you will have someone assigned to you at an upper level so that if there's any issue that takes place, you have somebody to call, somebody to talk to. Now, I'm going to compare that to some of the other companies. We tried calling one of the other companies one time. It took us about an hour to get through to a human. And when we did talk to them, they didn't know what they were talking about. They really didn't understand. So obviously they were new. Our account managers have on average 15 years experience, with one exception, one notable exception. But, they're dedicated to you, and they really do answer the phone, and they really will answer their emails. So you're able to talk to people and actually resolve things and make things happen. The people in billing, which is, I believe, where I'm heading next in this, they have on average, every billing clerk in there has an average of 15 years experience. That's the average. That's pretty good. I mean, that's considerable. That means that we're retaining employees and that they have a level of expertise in what they're doing. We offer flexible billing contracts. If you come to me and you say, I don't like this, I'd rather have that, I will at least consider it. And we do change our billing contracts specifically for different clients. We have web-based services for both property managers and for residents. So as a property manager, you want to go in and look at everyone on your property and look at their individual bills. You can do that. As a resident, you want to call up all of your old invoices. You can do that. We have over 100 management reports on our website. All of our summary documents, those are like the encapsulations of a month, are sent in Excel. In fact, we specifically developed that way so that we could provide them in Excel because everybody uses Excel. Everybody does. For those of you that have property management software, we integrate with most property management software packages, or at least the main ones. Yardi, MRI, RealPage. Now, again, I'm mentioning technical services because I feel like that's one of our strongest areas. We are a licensed plumbing contractor. We can pull on a wealth of experience in doing installations. We're able to pull permits in 12 states. If you hire somebody and they're not able to pull permits, think about it. What happens if somebody complains? Well, I can tell you what happens. You're going to get double the fines from the your local county office. That's what's going to take place. We have on-staff master plumbers. In fact, one of my lead installers is a master plumber. All of our technicians are used to working with all the radio frequency systems. I've seen every radio frequency system out there, just about. I get thrown a curveball once in a while, but not too often. Experienced with all submetering technologies. In the end, do I feel like as a company we can offer you a better quality service? I really do feel that way. I do. I'm convinced of it. I've been around in this industry a long time and I've seen what's out there, and I really do feel like we can give you a better quality of service. So why think utility services? National coverage, but we're going to treat you like you're getting local care. We've been in business since 1957. That's a long time. We are experienced with all submetering systems. We're a licensed plumbing contractor. We have dedicated account managers. We have in-house customer service, and we offer unparalleled billing. Think Utility Services really is your turnkey submetering provider. So when you're thinking about doing this, think, right? There we go. Thank you for coming.